Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another weekly episode of the Weeb Weekly. We got a special one for you this week. We have a special guest. You may know him as Mesa Windu over on TikTok. We know him as Josh. He'll be on with us in about 20 or so minutes here. But for the moment, you just have the regular beautiful faces that I'm accompanied with by every week. And starting off with the freshly haircutting Jose. What's going on, my guy?
I think this is a kind of sort of a bad fate on my part, but I'm dressed in green for multiple things. I put on my big boy Deku pants. 17 episodes today, baby.
Not that big. 17. He's only 5'5".
17. So
we got a lot to talk about.
I've seen almost like when I finished this episode today, I would have seen all of season 3 in a day. So that was lit. Mizu, how have you been, baby?
I've been doing good. Nothing really new going on.
Honestly, wish that was the story of my life right now. I haven't stopped moving in 2 weeks. Still moving. Got warehouse, jewelry, all that. I'm putting out the bottom barrel of my drafts. I am just like, oh, I made this 3 months ago, pumping that out. But listen, I did find time this week to sit down and watch the things we had to watch. And thank God there wasn't a movie or anything else, because all we really had this week, I mean, a lot of news, obviously, and we'll talk about that when Josh gets on. But we had MHA, and we had What If, and we'll be talking What If with Josh, so that only leaves one thing, and that's MHA, baby. We are starting to scale up. Oh, my goodness. Listen, here's the thing. I've never been Krusty Boy's biggest fan. I've never been Shigaraki's #1 fan, but this episode made me like him. This episode, I was like, I'm getting hyped up for him being the big baddie, because it's going to come together. Yeah? Yeah, Mizu?
Oh, absolutely. I was so happy to see how they get to see this animated, especially with the doctor finally revealing himself, and we're gonna see more of him, and he's a shady bastard.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like a good. He looks like Professor Egghead or Professor Eggman.
Yes.
Yeah, like big mustache, bald head, all of that. I mean, even down to the fact that he's an intellectual. So my thing is here, we're now staring down the barrel of a meta liberation army versus the League of Villains. And I listen, I know there's only like 9 of them, but in my brain, I'm like, okay, cool. So we built up the meta liberation army just to be a stepping stone for the League of Villains?
In a way, yes. But
like the whole Hawk storyline, like there's 110,000 of us, and now like Shigaraki and the rest of them are just gonna run through them.
Well, no, they're not gonna run through them. It's gonna lead into something.
Gotcha. That's the thing. So I'm really excited for that. I mean, the action is mounting for sure, and it's cool. Like I don't remember, when did we get introduced to the Mechazoid huge guy before? I remember they bumped into him earlier.
So we actually met him way back, and Kirishima's backstory. If you remember him talking and how he became brave and all that stuff, and that was the person Mina. Shout out to Mina for that. Mina was the one who tried to coerce him to leave, and he left. So that was him. Yeah.
You had to coerce him to leave. That's how strong this man is. Like, what is his deal exactly? Like yes, he's all for one's kind of protege, kind of step down person, but like, is his quirk just giganticism?
Oh, I can't remember. All I know is that he's basically the My Heroes version of like the Thing meets the Juggernaut.
Oh, those are not 2 people you want combined.
No, absolutely not. Like he was kind of, I wouldn't say 100% created, but he was kind of made in mind to destroy All Might. Kind of like, he's like All Might's Doomsday. Well, originally. But not anymore.
Because he said I didn't want him to fight All Might because I think All Might would still win, which is wild. That's wild, because that man is huge and powerful. And also, there's a scene, and I don't know what, like, I think I might need you to explain it. There's a scene where he punches Shigaraki, and Shigaraki kind of explodes into like a decay clone. How did he make clones?
Actually, I think that might be somebody else's quirk, because he wasn't the only one fighting.
Maybe? Yeah.
Not Dobby, like that the magician dude, maybe him. Maybe somebody.
Mr. Compress?
Somebody on there has a different, like, that has to be somebody else's quirk, because that Shigaraki can't do that. He can't make it. Kind of goes against the logic of his quirk.
Yeah, could it be like Twice maybe made him a clone? Because can't Twice? No, Twice can only clone himself, right?
Pretty much. I gotta look at it again, but
right.
All I know is that's
Twice can only clone himself, at least from the explanation that I got in season 3.
Yeah, so there's a scene where like Shigaraki gets like punched, and then he like it was like a mud clone, and I'm like, whose ability was that? Like, is it Tamura? Is it like Toga? I mean, but like Toga, like if Toga did that,
it could be. No, it couldn't be Toga.
Right?
Kinda.
It was a weird scene for sure. And then okay, so getting into the scientist, the doctor, so he can give people powers because they're talking about he's like, I have this new power. He makes a bunch of Nomus. Like obviously he can give Nomus powers because they use all for one stockpiling quirk on Nomus, right? But how are they giving powers to everybody?
Well, look at the doctor as like the Orochimaru of my era. Like he has he basically figured out a way to give even other people quirks. Not the amount like all for one, but like he's able to give at least the average quirk wielding person maybe 2 or more quirks. And I'll just say this. You're gonna see more of that.
Oh my God.
More people with developing more than one quirk.
You know what this feels like? It feels like the Dark Avatar arc in The Legend of Korra. That to me, that's what it feels like. Like it's like now like there's like a mounting presence of people becoming more powerful when everyone's bending got switched up and now there's airbenders everywhere, that kind of thing. Like the creation of like, hey, listen, like those who were powerless. But then again, so that's the thing. And now they're trying to give quirks to everyone. Wouldn't that put them directly in line with the Meta Liberation's like ideology? Like the Meta Liberation Army essentially wants all people to use their quirks at 100%, right?
Yes, but I can't go into detail because they play a role in it.
Okay. They said it. I think it was Mr. Compressed said it. He was like, listen, like that doesn't necessarily put us at odds, you know. And they're trying to use now, like the Meta Liberation Army is trying to use, I guess, the League of Villains name to give themselves a boost. But I mean, all I can say is, listen, if you were like, oh no, this season's been so much filler, it hasn't been that exciting, like strap in, because it's looking like next episode is going to be Meta Liberation Army versus the League of Villains, mostly versus what's the big guy's name? I want to say it's like Mecha Godzilla, but it's not. It's something.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, big old boy.
Like that.
Yeah, exactly. But yes, it's looking like we're going to get a big fight like in the middle of a city. I'm thinking that's probably going to be when we saw a couple episodes back, Tamura coming out of all the rubble. I think that's what we're going to be seeing because they're going to a city and they're bringing a big man, and I think they're going to flatten it. Can you possibly, are they giving, is Shigaraki going to get another quirk? Yeah. I just think it's just like the doctor's doing experiments on him. They're talking about giving him powers. I'm feeling like he's going to get another quirk. I'm very excited for that. But before we get into spoilers territory, Jose, bring him back. Talk to us about what you saw, buddy.
Oh, dude.
Talk to us about what you saw.
So much shit. Okay. So I started my catch-up journey today in episode 46. So right after, well, no, technically a little bit farther. So right after they ended the what's it called? The forest arc, the attack. Yeah. So I saw Muscular. I saw like the forest training camp act completely. It was really cool to see Deku surpass his limits, right? But I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. The Hideout raid arc is just as good as the Stain arc.
Dude,
the Hideout raid, like like even if, I just looked at it, it was 5 episodes. It felt like 20. It felt like.
Wait, are you 20. Talking? Are you already at? You're not. I already
finished all of that. I finished the provisional hero license exam, or the whole thing. I'm at the point where Togama, the naked warpy guy.
Naked warpy guy
from the third year. The big three. The big three.
Oh yeah. You're talking Lamilly and Tamara.
Totoga, whatever his name is. He just clapped all of Class 1A. So that's what just happened. Josh is in the waiting room, so I think we can talk about My Hero a little bit later if you want.
Yeah, we can. We can close off the show with it or something like that.
Yes, sir.
He's early. He's definitely early.
Hey, it's all good.
Always good. Always good. Yeah.
We'll switch it up. I mean, I already got the Yoda shirt on. Let's let our boy in and say hello. So everybody say hello to Josh.
He's not quite here yet. But listen, also
he's admitted.
There we
go.
Connecting to audio. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what professional podcasting looks like right here.
Drum roll.
There
we go.
Hello.
Hey guys.
Hello, Josh.
Hello.
How you doing?
What's going on?
Doing good, fellas. How's it going with y'all?
Oh, top of the world. Welcome to the show, my guy. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Look, first off, loving the backdrop, loving everything I'm seeing thus far, loving seeing Qui-Gon Jinn, little love right there for one of the better Star Wars movie. Dude, we're all huge fans of your content, and we're big Star Wars people. We are the biggest. We're the Weeb Weeklies. You know, we cover everything, but most of our shows devolve into us waxing poetic about how awesome a Mace Windu TV show would be. So we're happy to have you here. Just for introductions, I'm Nick. I don't think we've ever met.
Nice to meet you, Nick. It's a pleasure.
And do you know Jose? Do you know Mizu?
Yes, I do. I know all three of you, actually. I don't know if you're mutuals though, Nick. I don't know.
I dropped a follow. I saw that you got rid of the dreads. I saw that was
the new look is fire, man.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, it was
how long
moment, man?
It's the origin story right here. Yeah. How long have you had the dreads?
About 3.5 years. Yeah, I got them at the end of 2017. So yeah,
oh my god,
it's been a while.
So what was the motivation? You're just like, listen, it's hot out.
So long story short, dreads can get very heavy.
That's fair.
The hair,
not that I would know.
After they get down to about here, it's surprising how heavy they can be. And so I looked in the mirror one day and I saw that. I was like, oh, my hair is getting a little thin back there. And I was like,
oh no.
I don't have a lot of balding on my side of the family. So especially at this age. So like, I was like, I think it might be the hair. And then I talked to my hairdresser and she was like, yeah. And she was like, what do you want to do? And I was like, is there a way to save? She was like, there's some treatment. I was like, just cut it off. I don't want
just get it.
I don't want to risk like any permanent, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, just cut it off. I'm not ready to be cue ball yet. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, hey, listen, you made the right choice. The hairline looks good, dude. It must be weird
better than
waking
mine.
up without...
I got the Vegeta hairline, so
we all got the M's here. We might as well throw an M on our forehead and we're good, dude. Must be weird waking up without that like 3 pound like weight on your neck. You must have so much neck mobility.
It's crazy, man, because I had all these neck problems and stuff the last few months, and like I think it all in a way led back to how heavy the damn hair was. Because as soon as I cut it off, I kept doing this out of like reflex, getting the hair out of my face. So I woke up in the morning and I was like, oh, I forgot to put on my hair. Oh yeah, I don't need to put on a wrap anymore. Okay, cool. So yeah,
we're good.
It's been cool. It's been cool. I'm glad that it's gotten easier for my neck to handle my big ass
nice
head.
Hey, here's to keeping our hair and keeping our necks, honestly.
Absolutely.
But dude, the reason we brought you on is because A, we know you're a big Star Wars fan, and so are we, and we got a lot of Star Wars to talk, but B, we also know you're a big Marvel fan. And we've been cracking into What If, and obviously this week was absolutely insane. What is it, Jose?
I was gonna say best Doctor Strange cosplayer that I've seen, at least on TikTok. Hey, that's just my
this guy.
That's what I'm saying.
I appreciate it. I think it's my favorite. It's my favorite too. I remember I got it in the mail and I was like, I have no idea if this is gonna work, and I threw it on and it was honestly amazing how well it fit. I was like, oh my god, like the only thing that's kind of bad is the cape. I mean, the cape, it's impossible to keep on, but like the rest of the outfit looks
Is it heavy?
It's really heavy. It's really big. It looks really nice. It's just like they put it on with pins And so like if you try walking around with it, the thing is gonna just, snap off. It's crazy.
Okay. I mean, technically, if we're being real, Doctor Strange doesn't have his cape half the time, so
exactly.
Neither should you. But I mean, did you get a chance to see this week's episode?
I did, yes.
So, and this question goes out to all three of you. Would we just prefer T'Challa as Star-Lord over? Dude. Like, would you lose Peter Quill from the entirety of the Marvel universe in replacement for T'Challa? Actually, better question, would you erase Black Panther to have T'Challa as the Star-Lord? That's my question. Josh, I want to hear your opinion first.
I think the very fact that this is a hard question is a testament to how good of a job, how good of a concept that is to have T'Challa be Star-Lord.
Sick. It was so cool.
Right? Having to ask that question and us not having like a ready-made answer is a testament enough. Like, wow, getting rid of Black Panther to see T'Challa as Star-Lord, I don't know. I mean, honestly,
like obviously like the cultural repercussions aren't there. Like Black Panther obviously was like very Afrocentric, so like it was really awesome there, but at the same time, like the opening scene where like everybody knows who he is, Thanos is on his team. There's so many Easter eggs we need to talk about. Mizu, what would you take? Would you erase it for the possibility?
Here's the thing. If you asked me that before before Thanos showed up, I would have been like, nah, I'd rather him be king of Wakanda.
Yeah.
But then as soon as Thanos came on screen and what he explained how he was on his team, I was like, this man single-handedly saved the universe with just an argument.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy crap. He did it. He did what not even the Avengers could have done.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, yeah. T'Challa as Star-Lord is so much better than him being Black Panther. And as you can see in the show, it didn't act like, as you can see with Wakanda, it didn't really change much of Wakanda, him not being there. They were still vibing, still being strong. So, hey.
You could tell the story. You could tell the story without T'Challa. But like, dude, like the fact that Peter Quill was the reason that half the universe got destroyed, and T'Challa was the reason half the universe didn't get destroyed, I feel like speaks to who should have been the Star-Lord. What about you, Jose?
We need a T'Challa on a galactic scale.
That's what I was gonna say. So first of all, what I was saying, thank you, Marvel, for finally addressing the humongous lapse of judgment that is not making T'Challa as smart as he is in the comics, because T'Challa is one of the smartest beings in the universe, and he proved it in a scene. Yeah. He convinced the Mad Titan to be like, you know what, I'm gonna just join the Nova Corps and just chill with you guys, like nothing, bro. So I will say yes. I would rather have T'Challa as Star-Lord for the single reason that, like, if it was live action, he could have done both. You could have had the cultural impact as well as the galactic impact, because if you think about it, Star-Lord is known throughout the galaxy, has seen so much, has solved so many problems for billions of people. He comes to Wakanda. You can explore the dynamics that they have with the rest of the world, with the rest of Earth and whatever, and be like, look, I've seen the universe itself. Like, I've saved the universe. I can help you guys like break out of your shell and like say,
that's
like,
fair.
Because if you think about it, like, to this Star-Lord, Wakanda's and like our planet Earth's problems are a nuisance. He saved like galaxy level threats. So it's like
literally trying to get an ember that can save entirely dying planets. Like,
right.
It's so contrary to Wakanda's stance of non-interventionism that like what he's doing, that actually, yeah, you're right. They could literally have just built that parallel between like, look at what I've accomplished by intervening, saving entire dying planets while you're not like, but at the same time, and I'll ask all of you, did you like how they tied that in though to the storyline? Like Baba, like what's T'Challa's dad's actual name? T'Chaka?
T'Chaka,
right? Did you like how they tied the non-interventionist state, like them trying to quell T'Challa's adventurous spirit because of their non-interventionist stance? Josh?
I liked it. I mean, I've always felt like the great thing about the what if stories is that even though it could portray a vastly different sequence of events, which is the entire premise of something like What If, there's still like the core character there, and that's why T'Challa, like this T'Challa episode was so special, because it never really took anything away from him. It just like really added more on to him. So I think keep like, oh, the adventurous spirit, oh, like the galaxy needs my help, and that coming from a family or a nation where isolation was almost the preeminent thing, is a very important dynamic, and it's really a testament to how special somebody like T'Challa as a character is or was.
Yeah, I thought it was cool because it was an actual like legitimate parallel that was in theme with the Black Panther movie. And I mean, did you guys both like that as well?
You can go first, Mizu.
I love that, and plus, for those who don't know, I'm a huge Black Panther fanboy. Like, I know everything there is about Black Panther, and I like how they did that parallel. Because in the comic books, like they're even more isolationist in the comic books. But I will say that their isolationism is more valid in the comics than it is in the MCU a little bit. But I like how you brought that up, and showing off like they try to quell his adventurous spirit. But I also think I did like, on top of that, it's also kind of an Easter egg in itself. T'Challa being a Star-Lord, because there's a comic by Tallahassee Coates where Wakanda always pondered the question, where did vibranium come from? So they decided to figure this out, and they made spaceships of their own and explored outside the realms of space, and they found where it came from. And as of right now, Wakanda is a galactic empire.
That's
so
ruling
sick.
over,
awesome.
Ruling over state. They rule over everything. But the crazy thing is, T'Challa is not the king of it, because some stuff got a little mixed up in the process. He is currently a slave, and the person ruling it is Symbiote Killmonger. Yes,
that's fucking sick.
It's an amazing story, and to me, I felt like that was kind of an Easter egg too, like kind of a nod to the story of him, like T'Challa being in space, going across planets and galaxies. And to me, it was kind of a nod to that comic book. So I thought that was cool.
I've never heard of that before. I need to look into that.
Yes, you need to. And if you guys don't want to buy a comic, they talk about it plenty on YouTube.
That is awesome.
I had to say, like, even going beyond that, I was really because obviously when you have a what if scenario that essentially Disney could milk this forever, like you could make what if scenarios forever. But in this case, I love.
I guess you can't at this point. I was gonna say just make him fucking like Star-Lord in the third like Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Because I saw an edit before. Just a small tangent. I saw an edit of somebody that made Rick from Rick and Morty into Spider-Man and be like, oh, it's in the multiverse. Like, God, you can make an episode. And I feel like that would be super overpowered. But then again, like what I was going to say is that I'm super happy at the way that they introduced logical arguments to be like, oh, this could happen because of a single event, which is, in this case, the Ravagers mistaking Peter Quill for T'Challa because of just vibranium's existence. Just be like, oh, if there's anything that's alien on this planet, it's here. Like, this kid has a nose, this kid has eyes, and he has ears. Like, I mean, I'm taking him. So, like, I appreciate that something so small, just like in episode 1, something so small could like unleash so many different events. And I think they even mentioned it. I know Juju made a video of it. Like in some, I think it's a trailer for episode 3 or something like that. They made like Uatu, Jeffrey Wright, basically says like, shows that this is basically canon by showing a clip of Loki and then be like in the 1980s the Ravagers capture Peter Quill and it backspaces and goes T'Challa. So like it's all becoming canon, even if it's an animated show, and I love that. That's question crazy. To you guys is, comparing it to episode 1, did you like it more? Did you like it less? I've seen a lot of debate online. I wanted to see what you guys thought of the 2 episodes that we have so far.
Josh, I'd love to hear you go first. I got a very strong opinion here.
I strongly prefer the second episode to the first one. Not to say that the first one was like bad or anything like that. I felt like the second one, the first one was a good first episode to kind of get us into the whole concept of what if this happened, what if that happened.
Yeah.
I thought the second one was the one that really dove into like the nuances and the details of what would truly happen if we went way off the rails. And it's like, because on paper, like saying, hey, T'Challa as Star-Lord, you're like, what? That hey, let's talk about something else. Maybe like Iron Man as Star-Lord, something like that. But like it's like something so off the rails. So I think the Peggy Carter Captain America or Captain Carter one was cool and I enjoyed it more than some others did. Some people couldn't stand it for some reason.
What?
Yeah, I've heard
a little bit too.
Yeah, it's a quite a bit of discourse, especially on Twitter. And, Twitter.
Oh yeah,
sounds about right. Yeah, if we're being honest.
Everybody's like, oh, never mind, it's Twitter. Yeah,
it's cool, Twitter. It's a vile, incestuous, gross, misogynistic plane.
Exactly. So yeah, I vastly prefer the second one for the reasons stated.
Yeah, I'm in the exact same camp. I mean, listen, like you said it perfect, Josh. Like, I think Captain Britain, Captain Carter was like learning to walk before we could run. It was like it was like one of the first movies that we really got in the MCU. Kind of followed the storyline pretty tangentially. There was a couple of Easter eggs. She catches Bucky, No Winter Soldier, bunch of things like that. But this is, like shit hit, like they were changing everything. Like Thanos is on his side. Like Ronan is still one of the big baddies. Now the Collector has killed all of the Avengers. Like if you see the weapons that he has Mjolnir, he has Cap's shield, he has
Malekith's blade, which is the Dark Elf.
Oh, yeah, he even killed the big bats too. Yeah, my man. After everybody.
Yeah. So the Collector's now running the underworld, and it also, I mean, there's the added fact that this is literally Chadwick's last piece. Like this was the last thing Chadwick did, and I was like watching it, and I was like, this sounds a lot like Chadwick. I was like, how'd they find somebody with a voice so similar? And I'm looking at the article right now, and it says the final appearance is Black Panther. And like, honestly, like he was so iconic in his acting career. I mean, he was Jackie Robinson, he was Black Panther, he was he was in Ma Rainey's in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, where he almost won an Oscar. And I would say of all of them, this was his most impactful role. But like having it close on this chapter where we're like, this was incredible, like how empowering to have this tangentially thematic storyline told in like an animated semi-canon way. Awesome. Like, so there's that really pushes it over the top for me. What about you, Mizu?
I definitely agree with the second episode. I liked everything about the first episode. I think the only gripe I had was that it was a little too fast. Like everything was moving very
fast paced.
Really,
it being 24 minutes was crazy.
Huh?
It being 24 minutes was crazy.
Yeah,
yes,
I agree.
But the second episode felt more paced. Like it felt like nothing was really rushed. Everything felt, I'll say, moderately paced for an episode. But overall, yeah. And I think the other reason why is because I felt like there was even more impact what happened in the second episode. So the biggest impacts in the first one is that Peggy became basically got the super soldier serum. Steve became basically Iron Man, or the Hydra Stomper, as they said. They basically stopped Hydra in this, whatever that tentacle monster was, and that was pretty much the big thing. They basically stopped Hydra, and the Nazis early.
Yeah.
But the impact in the second episode is that one, he saved countless of worlds. He saved Drax's family.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
He literally made everybody's lives better.
He made Thanos. He convinced Thanos, the dude who was the main bad from all the way from phase 1.
Korath is a fanboy.
Exactly. And just like overall, Nebula is not, a whole cyborg, and she's like a whole, like you can say, a person who is charismatic. I actually wanted to see a whole episode with her in it. I'm like, oh yeah, this version of Nebula is fantastic. And
I didn't recognize her at first because of the hair.
Not just that, but it's like, I feel, look at these what ifs. It just also makes me really sad sometimes, Tony. It's just like, because you're thinking to yourself, like, oh, the what if, because you're seeing Bucky being charismatic in the first one. He's like, oh man, making jokes, and just like, but it's compared to the broken man we have today. And then same thing with Nebula, who's very charismatic. She's one with herself compared to the Nebula who's been tortured all her life and is now pretty much a cyborg. And Thanos and all that stuff. I'm just like, oh man, it really
it could have been so much better.
What if? Like,
it's funny too, because like if you look at somebody like Thanos, I one thing I noticed in the second episode, and I got a really big kick out of it, and somebody else pointed that out on Twitter as well. But I like how like T'Challa did largely convince Thanos, like, hey, don't kill half of the universe. It's kind of a stupid idea. But I do like how like Thanos keeps like adding the caveat, like, well, it's still pretty efficient. Like he's still kind of like he's like, guys, come on, it's not the worst idea ever. Like everybody's still like, yo, Thanos, you got to chill with this shit, man. Like, come on. He's like, I'm just saying, like, if you hungry, like, it's
I will say that my
kill your neighbor.
Merits. He said, "Oh, that's pretty sure that's genocide, dude. I'm pretty sure it's still efficient."
Yeah, he's like, it's still pretty efficient. Devil's advocate, like
they're getting to the point where they're jokingly calling him Captain Genocide. They're like, oh yeah, Captain Genocide over here. And it's like they're literally on a plan to like try and get something that can cure all the dying worlds. And like he's still like, I don't know. Only need 6 stones. Like,
how do you guys feel about a plan B down the road? If this
Lord,
that would have been awesome. Like, what?
Oh, I was gonna say that. With that being said, with Thanos, I loved how T'Challa's Guardians team are basically like reformed bad guys. Like the dude from earlier who didn't know who Star-Lord was, like he's on the team. He's like he's the fanboy of the group. I mean, like you got Thanos, Taserface makes an appearance. I was like, did they really bring back Taserface from the second film?
Insane, man.
That is fantastic.
I really like
what? Go ahead, Joe.
No, what I was gonna say is that like I love the fact that we saw a completely different side. That like Thanos was out here like trying to protect the squad. Like he took on a 2v1 just to protect the squad. I'm like, Thanos would never do that, bro. He literally fired upon his entire army, even being told like, bro, like that's gonna kill half your army. Do it. No, bro. Thanos, like I love how one man can make all the difference, and T'Challa's just so nonchalant. It's like this is just logical information that people should already know, and people are like, "Yo, you are so famous and so cool. Thank you so much for doing what you do." And I'm like, "There you go, Chadwick. There you go, Chadwick. What a way to go."
It was cool because they also did the thing with T'Chaka where it was like, we'll meet on this plane or the next, and I was like, oh, I'll be okay.
Who's peeling onions over here? Who's peeling onions?
Dude, it was really, really good. I mean, that's all. Like, besides, like, I'm excited for next week. Do we know what we're getting?
It's is it the Loki one? Loki on Earth?
I think it might be Loki.
Is it where like he becomes king of Asgard and he's taking like there's like a face off in the trailer between him and Shield or something like that?
What?
Like Asgardians versus Shield or something.
It's like
okay, yeah.
It's like Kid Loki from the Loki TV show killed Thor.
Yeah, I mean, maybe something like that. But yeah, it's like an alternate what if. I guess it might even be a situation where like, what if Loki was the one that got banished to Earth and not Thor? It might have been something like that as well. I mean, I'm not entirely sure of the details, but it's a very interesting premise. They're getting better each episode. It's crazy.
That's the thing. And so we asked this question last week, Josh, and I'd be curious. We all answered. I'd be curious to hear what yours. I mean, we're 2 episodes down, and one of these 2 premises could have been the one you were looking forward to most. But is there one episode that you like was hinted at in the trailer that you're like, I need this immediately?
The one that I'm really interested in is the one where Killmonger saves Tony. That one, like, I was like, because that's something that I really think, because based on Killmonger's background and as said in the Black Panther movie, I was like, that's something that realistically could have happened. Like he might have been like, hey, like I was like 10 miles away from when that happened. What if he was like in an alternate universe? What if he was actually there and he was like, oh, let me move my guys in and help out Tony. Maybe I can get him to sell me some arms. Because like if he's saving Tony at this point in time, he never becomes Iron Man. So or he's not becoming Iron Man in the same way that we see him in the MCU. So what if there's a situation where like Tony kind of gets warped into this like he becomes like more of an arms dealer than he was before working for Kill. I was like, ooh, that's a really big snowball right there.
It's an evil tag team. Mizu was really excited for that as well.
Yes, because funny, before we got this podcast started, I saw another little trailer for What If, and there's another little scene of both Iron Man and Killmonger in like military mesh dress with medals on his arm, taking pictures together, and I was like, hold on,
military?
What's going on here?
Whoa.
What's going on here? And here's the one thing I'm looking forward to with that episode, if they confirm it. If I'm assuming that there might be just one little moment in that whatever happened to Tony when he got attacked. What if they kind of confirm that Killmonger was actually there? And like you say, like only 10 miles apart, something like that. Like what if he was actually there during that time when Iron Man, Tony was out there trying to show off the weapons he created? Like what if you actually
like that idea?
Because it makes sense, because I forgot what country was he in. Was he in?
He was in the Middle East somewhere, wasn't he?
Somewhere vaguely, Middle East.
It was a vague thing where he's pretty much been like a mercenary pretty much all over the world. So he could have feasibly been there. He might have even, I mean, it'd be even crazy. I'd add on to it. What if he was like actually helping them do that? I don't know. Like
he was shooting the rockets.
I mean, because he did go on the little rant in Black Panther when he was just like, he lists off a bunch of Middle Eastern countries. Like I've been to Afghanistan, Iraq, and all these other places. And he could be there. Like it's possible.
That's absolutely insane.
I like that idea.
I have a question, because that just made me think about a lot of things. So we've seen Gamora come back from like death, right? Just
sort of
a different version of him.
Yeah.
However, now that Chadwick has passed, would you like to see and now that the multiverse is a thing, would you be excited to see if Michael B. Jordan comes back as Killmonger and becomes the ruler of Wakanda with Shuri?
So like another dimensional.
Would you rather see Shuri become the Black Panther, or would you rather see like Killmonger that became the Black Panther in another universe come in, mentor her, and maybe she takes the mantle? How would you like to see that transition? Because this just like What If just made me think, okay, like this is an infinite number of universes. Like if you see Killmonger come in, he could take the mantle from Chadwick and be a good ruler, I guess.
Josh, I'd love to hear what you think.
So this is one of the reasons that I've struggled with making the decision to kill off Killmonger at the end of the first Black Panther. Even though it was beautifully done, it was an excellent movie. I like how he went out. If he's gonna go out as not a redeemed character, but like a sympathetic character villain, that's the way I would choose him to go out, like dying in his homeland.
Throw me in the ocean.
It was deep.
Yeah,
it was deep.
It was very beautiful. But I remember walking out of the theater and being like, I don't know if I would have killed him off here. Like I feel like, and not to like call it a formulaic type of thing, but like I feel like they could have given him a Loki kind of situation where like he's still bad at the end of the movie, or he's still incredibly complicated at the end of the movie, but he's on that road to maybe not a redemption, but like a sympathetic arc where one day that crossroads appears in front of him 5 or 6 years down the road. And it's like, and I was thinking about this before Chadwick passed, so obviously I wouldn't have known. But like, then there's a situation that comes up of who's the next ruler of Wakanda, and then he could, or decide not to, it's up to him, make that call himself. So I think the only way I'd be like excited about something like that though, is if they would it would have to be some sort of alternate universe type of Killmonger situation. Sure. And that's what's so frustrating about it, because I would have rather it just have been actually him.
Yeah, the real one.
Timeline to do that, instead of universe 412 coming back and he was always a decent human being. It's like I don't.
It's a right around. It is. Well, listen, it's kind of a Mace Windu situation. Like we saw the fall. We never
didn't see the body.
We didn't see the body.
What's the rule? If you don't see the body, he's not dead.
They're not dead. That's the thing. That's our big thing on this show. We're like, listen, like Mace Windu was the strongest person on the Jedi Council. Okay, like we saw him get a little shocked, and we saw him fall, and he doesn't have an arm. But like Darth Maul's been cut in half twice. So like. Worse, and also lightsabers cauterize. It's never made any sense. You're not going to kill anybody, but like so
out. I mean,
you get through the heart. It's GG's. But like we've been clamoring it for a long time. Okay, my thing is for that question. I think Shuri becoming Black Panther is so important. Just like if we're talking about the power that the first Black Panther had in terms of empowering just like the Black community, in terms of representation of a story that wasn't about Black suffering, that kind of thing, like that was huge. You know, it was power essentially. Tangentially, making a story about like female Black power is also just as important. And so I think having Shuri, who is also one of like canonically one of the smartest people in the MCU, taking over T'Challa's throne, doing it respectfully, I think that does a lot more for the story in terms of what you're trying to accomplish than having Killmonger come in. But what do you think, Mizu?
Yeah, I definitely agree with Josh that when I watched the film, I love what they did with Killmonger, and yeah, I was upset that they killed him off because yeah, he had like Loki potential of being a character who can be seen throughout the series, you know, redeem or maybe not. He can maybe kind of go the opposite route of Loki and still be on his his mission,
right?
And just find different avenues to get it. But yeah, and who knows? They could make it a possible what if of like what if Killmonger did stay king of Wakanda? What if he actually did finish off T'Challa and he became king? What would have happened during that time? But with that being said, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about maybe an alternative Killmonger coming back and doing stuff, because I doubt that they would do it, but you know, never say never.
Right.
I guess,
at the same time, I do feel like, in my personal opinion, like MCU Shuri isn't ready to be Black Panther.
That's fair.
That's an excellent point too. Continue. Sorry.
Because what I've seen from what she's done right now, yeah, she is smart, but she lacks the leadership skills. She doesn't have a lot of stuff under her belt besides just being smart, especially compared to her comic book counterpart. Her comic book counterpart is insanely like
she was like cold.
Yes, exactly. She was the political spirit. Like, here's the thing. In the comics, T'Challa is the genius scientist, I want to go be in my lab type of dude, while Shuri was the politician, congresswoman who was low-key kind of messed up kind of way. She low-key was trying to take the throne from T'Challa under him in a way by being around the people more, doing more stuff. And but they didn't do that with Shuri. So she's just basically the head scientist. They said that she's the head of technology, pretty much. I think that's what kind of like they insinuated when M'Baku was talking to her. So, but I really can't see. And plus, I'm not gonna lie, in terms of fighting, it doesn't seem like she can fight. It doesn't seem like she can like
got the guns.
Throw down.
She got those tiger guns.
Killmonger went up against her straight up and like just like it was GG's.
Really she keeps using the gauntlets, but besides that, you most of the time you see her just using the gauntlets. You never see her without the gauntlets. Can she fight without the gauntlets? So one thing I hope they do in Wakanda Forever is maybe bring up that statement of like, oh yeah, Shuri, you're like still like a child and you don't seem like you're ready. So maybe maybe she can prove us all wrong, or maybe she could be or like self-looking at it, like, you know what, I'm doubtful. I'm not like my big brother. I can't do this kind of stuff. And plus I'm looking forward to it because they said that they're gonna be looking more into the cultures and even people of Wakanda and different things like that, which means that I'm pretty sure that Ryan Coogler, like he did with the first Black Panther, because he said that he made like a Bible of Wakanda of everything he could find and all different African cultures. I feel like he's gonna really go deep into the lore and comic books of Black Panther to see what they're gonna bring out for that.
So I want them to talk about the other gods. I want them to talk about some other gods, because like they could bring in like Yoruba gods like Shango or something like that, and that'd be wild.
And here's the thing: they are in the comic books, and I agree with you on that. Because I want to see more backs, because the Panther god is super important. It shouldn't be just a name saying, oh, we throw the Panther god's name around like bats. Like, no, the Panther god is prolific in the whole thing. Technically, if you want to go by the comic books, the one way that Killmonger wouldn't have never been Black Panther is through the Panther God, because the one who truly decides who's the Black Panther is not just by fighting, it's who the Panther God deems to be worthy. When T'Challa was supposedly dead in the comic books and Shuri wanted to take over, she tried to do all this stuff, but then the Panther God was just like, no, you're doing this out of greed, so I don't see you as the Black Panther. And she's like, yo, what the hell? And then Zuri, the guy, Forrest Whitaker's character in the movie, but in the comic book, she was like, hey, you should be happy, because usually the Panther God devours people's souls. So he was like, hey, come back, regroup, and then we can do this again. But
let's be back in 5.
Slow
down.
Yeah, take a lap. We'll try it next round. So I mean, yeah, essentially we want to see something like tangentially like parallel to the Omega storyline, where we have someone who's continually doubted because they're too young or because they haven't seen enough battle experience. But since we're talking about Omega, we actually finished Bad Batch last week. We know you're a big Star Wars guy. We all really enjoyed it. We covered every single episode on the show. It was for 16 weeks. I mean, this is our 20th episode. Bad Batch was actually kind of the staple of this show for a long time, over like 80% of our show. So I would really love to hear, I mean, because the reviews have been mixed, honestly, and even on the podcast, the reviews are mixed. I really enjoyed it. I think there's times that the show took itself a bit less seriously and just told interesting Star Wars stories, and I always love that. What was your take on it?
Sure. So animation is the best that I've ever seen that style. It's better than, I think it's even better than the season 7 of the Clone Wars, and season 7 of the Clone Wars was absolutely phenomenal, as I'm sure all of you know. I thought the voice acting was good. I even like the characters themselves. Like, I think Omega is going to be a very good character going forward. She's on the level of perhaps somebody like Ahsoka Tano, like a new original character that people will grow to love even more. And I even argue that I like Omega more in her debut season than I liked Ahsoka in her debut season.
Yeah.
It took me a while for me to end up like really, really respecting and appreciating Ahsoka as a character. Outside of that, if you want me to, and I always hate like
be as honest as you can.
I love Star Wars so much. My entire like brand is positivity in the Star Wars community. So whenever I go hear my criticisms, I'm like, oh my God.
Oh no.
But I thought my big thing, and ironically, like we all say, like we want more episodes, not less. We don't want 6 episodes. We want 15. We want 20 a season. Yeah. I think this show would have honestly benefited from being more of a
8, 9
like longer episodes, but a shorter weekly season, like maybe 9 or 10 episodes, even 11 if you really wanted to push it. Because I think that the show, and I talked about this on TikTok, I think the show lived and died in a lot of ways based on the cameos that showed up every other episode. I think some cameos were really cool. It was nice seeing a young Hera and Chopper. It was nice seeing Cad Bane again. It was literally the first time we had seen him in 8 years or something like that.
We haven't seen him since
like season 4 of Clone Wars?
Yeah,
or something?
It was
something
a
like
while.
that. Yeah,
it was a while.
It was insane. I remember seeing him and I was like transported back to like 15-year-old. I was like, whoa, I have not seen you in years. This is crazy. So and I liked them, but then like it felt like every single episode had the same like general theme of like, oh, we have to go here.
Yep.
And then we run into somebody who needs help. The Bad Batch or Hunter rather goes, no, we don't have time, or we need to get out of here. And Omega has to always be the one that reminds them, oh, this is not what good people do. And they're like, damn, you're right. We do.
She's the emotional support of the group.
She's like the moral compass, which I'm cool with. But like after like 5, there was like a period of about 5 or 6 episodes where I was like, all right, guys, let's what's going on here? Come on. Like the Nazi regime is taking over. What's going on? Why are you still running errands for this?
We gotta go get a pet. There's a whole pet episode.
Exactly. And so there was a lot to like about the season. I think I can't really eviscerate this show until I've seen multiple seasons. Like I don't think I really want to go in on the criticisms of this show until I see where they go from here. Because I know if you guys know anything about Dave Filoni and the Lucasfilm story since Disney has acquired and really since Dave Filoni's been running these shows. One thing that I think everybody should remember is that he has a history of starting off his shows kind of on not on the bad side, but on the slower side. And then as the series goes on, you're like, oh, okay, I see what
it's all.
Because I'll tell you, man, Rebels was like the first season. I was like, bro, I ain't trying to watch this. Like this is we got to the end of season 1 and Darth Vader shows up. I'm like, okay, all right, cool, you got
sold.
Me. And then they brought in Thrawn for season 3. I'm like, okay, you really got me now. I'm all in. So I think while there is a lot of good and a lot of exciting things about the Bad Batch, I am happy that they're getting a season 2. I will say that there was a little bit to be desired in a lot of
for sure.
aspects.
Yeah. And
sorry for that long-winded answer.
No, that's absolutely perfect. That's the thing, is like we all are of like different like opinions about it. And we all are kind of in the same vein, agree with you there, where there was times where like the first episode was an hour and a half, and we're like, why couldn't we get this every single week? Give us 6 episodes,
Six episodes, exactly.
Yeah. Give us the Loki treatment, What were you gonna say, Jose?
Well, what I was gonna say is going beyond that. What I think was also really good about the Bad Batch was the moments where you had a lot of good canonical context that added added pizzazz and layers to questions that have always been asked, right? The Mandalorian did that with Boba Fett. Is Boba Fett still alive? Where is he? Did he die in the Sarlacc pit? No. So they've answered questions that have been on people's minds a lot. And this one, was the big one in this season of the Bad Batch, is what happened to Kamino. Like Kamino was the source of like the Armada, basically. Like you could make a galaxy-wide army in just one planet.
This ain't build a clone.
Yeah, exactly. So my thing is, I know we've covered this before on the show, Josh, where we say like TV lends itself to be a little bit more forgiving and even beneficial for Star Wars than movies, right? Because movies are really controversial, and like for the most part, the TV shows that have been Star Wars related have all been bangers. Even the old animated Clone Wars series that was just like actual like 2D animation was also really good. So
Samurai Jack creator,
the Samurai Jack style. Yep. So the this is all to say the big question is, now that we have a character that we can all rally behind, because Omega is smart, she's now combat experienced, and she has the pizzazz to like do something big. Would you like to see her join the live action Star Wars universe, and how would you like her to join?
I'd say give her another season or two in the Bad Batch, continue to develop her. I still think there is a ton about her that we do not know. I think there's I know virtually nothing about, like, I know that they managed to clone, like make a female clone. That is literally all I know. I think there's something far more deeper about it. I don't think she's force sensitive at all. I don't think she is. I do think that we got some
theories on that.
Oh, you do? Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. I personally, I should say, don't think that she is force sensitive. But I do think that her creation does have a lot of like secrets about her. Maybe she was genetically engineered to be like the perfect clone. Maybe it was a situation where she is the apex of what the cloning. Maybe that's why she's so important. Maybe that's why she is directly under the influence of another Kaminoan head scientist to make sure that she continues to become what she's supposed to be one day. Maybe she's supposed to be like a leader in the future. Maybe she was
the smartest one. Yeah.
Maybe she was genetically engineered to be the smartest. I had a personal theory that I never really shared with a lot of people. I was like, what if she was designed to an extent with the purpose of being a leader of maybe not the Bad Batch, but some sort of like maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe they're like we're gonna make you an unaltered, similar to your predecessor, which is we would know would be Boba Fett. Like we're gonna make you unaltered too, but you're going to be this instead of a common soldier. You're going to be like a politician, or you're going to be a general or something like that. So I was like, I'm really excited to see where she goes in the future.
What if she's Kamino's ploy to get into the Galactic Senate? Like she's like, you said politician, it clicked. Like it's just like, we're gonna make this perfect, like smart, intelligent. Like my original theory that she was an amalgamation of all 4 of the mutations. Crosshair, Hunter, Wrecker, Tech. That she had all those that but I mean we found out she's now just Jango Fett's like perfect clone. But I like that theory a lot. That's a good question, Jose. That's really, really good. I think since we are talking the future of content here, what
I'm so excited. I'm excited for what you're about to say.
So since we are talking the future of content here, I think our immediate future is we're looking into Shang Chi, right? And I don't know if you've seen any of the critical reception in terms of where we've started heading. it's, people were assuming it was going to be a flop. Now people are saying that it's really good on what they've seen. Are you excited to see it? What do you think will be the mass acceptance, the critical actual audience reception to it? Because we talked about this last week in terms of minority stories being told. Black Panther was so I think someone was talking about amount of pre-sale tickets. It was the highest ever pre-sale tickets for a movie ever. The Black community was so excited for Black Panther because it was so monumental, but we feel like we're not seeing that same response in terms of the Asian community. And so what do you think will be the audience reception to Shang-Chi, and are you excited to see it?
It's hard for me to really give an answer here because the pandemic fucked so. Can I curse on this show?
I'm Dude,
we already said it.
We've been down.
I always want to be careful with that because gotcha. But the pandemic really knocked a lot of this stuff out of whack because if the pandemic had never happened, I would have been ready to give my take of oh dude, Asian Americans have been waiting for a movie that is this focused on in Western, on the Western big screen. This is huge for them. This is some Bruce Lee level type.
Yeah.
But now that the pandemic is hindering a lot of the ticket sales and people willing to come in because they still don't feel safe, I honestly, I want to say, I hope that there are plenty of people, specifically Asian people of Asian descent, excited to go see this movie in person, wanting to give this movie it's their money in order to support it in a way. But I honestly couldn't say because Black Panther benefited from not having a pandemic.
Yeah, and that was big.
And there was that was a pretty big factor. And so I would say that if the pandemic had happened when Black Panther came out, it would have been equally as hindered by that stuff. And for the record, I don't know if I personally like the idea of keeping it an exclusively movie theater release. I never understood that. I was like, why? If your issue is wanting to make sure you get as much money out of this movie as possible from a business perspective, wouldn't you want to keep all avenues open? If people really want to go see this, but they don't want to go into a movie theater, just leave it on Disney Plus like you did for the last two big movies that you
I think it's just precedent because of the Scarlett Johansson situation.
I think they're scared to. Yeah, I think that. There might have even been a situation where they were planning on releasing it on Disney Plus, and then
they were like, no.
They were like, you know what? Let's hold on.
Not do that again.
It does make me mad. I honestly don't know. I hope, for the record, I hope it does well. I hope it does really well.
Oh yeah, obviously, yeah, for sure.
And there's a few reasons I want it to do well. I also want to see Spider-Man this Christmas. So I have a feeling that if this movie doesn't
we got one more chance.
Yeah, if this movie doesn't financially impress the people that make those calls, I worry about seeing Spider-Man in 2021 as well.
Because Venom got delayed. Venom got delayed already too.
Twice.
So
it's threatened twice. Yeah.
So I don't even know, bro.
You're just it's every movie that's getting chopped down at the legs. Yeah. It's like the meme of the ghost, the death, the Reaper walking down the hallway with all the doors with the blood.
Doors blood is pooling out. He's like, next one, all right.
Yeah. And it's just but Fast 9, the door is closed. It's Black Widow, and it's Snake Eyes.
And this is a little bit of a segue, and sorry to get off a little bit.
No, go ahead, dude.
It's about Spider-Man. Y'all heard that they're saying that they, meaning the scoopers, who had their reputations decimated being wrong about all these trailer releases. They're saying that this week is when we supposedly are getting
reportedly Tuesday, right? After CinemaCon.
They say that it's going to be released to the public after they release it at CinemaCon. So, we'll see. That doesn't mean that the movie's definitely coming out in December. That could mean they're trying to soften the blow before they delay it to March.
Yeah. Listen, we gave you something. Right. Aren't you happy?
So
what I was
Jose's
say
about as big a Spider-Man fan as it gets. So
yes, but what I was gonna say on Spider-Man, because I want to focus on Star Wars Visions, also Shang-Chi. But what I was gonna say is that Spider-Man, with the Spider-Man situation, Kevin Feige did say recently, they asked him about the trailer and stuff like that. He said, well, all I know is there's going to be a Spider-Man movie on December 17th. He basically said the date and was I was like, okay, so they still have the date in mind. I'm like, okay, Feige, I see you. But there's been so many leaks with merchandising. I saw on Twitter, I don't know if you guys saw that there's there was this huge uproar today and yesterday because they saw a Toby themed Spider-Man toy with the No Way Home, and I'm like, bro, like, don't do this to us.
Yeah,
don't fucking
don't
do it.
this, man.
And it's a really faded picture, but it does say No Way Home, and it does have like it has the Sam Raimi suit on it, and I'm like, don't do this to me, like.
Love
just
that.
just wait a little bit. Just wait
Is
a
it
little
bad?
bit,
I like
bro.
watching you suffer because like I don't like his thing. Like I like Spider-Man, but like I'm like if it comes out, it comes out. You know.
I'll be honest with you. I at this point I would rather go into it without a trailer. I would rather go into it without a trailer.
I'm the same way. At this point, because I remember telling myself, I said, if this trailer doesn't come out, if they don't give us something on Spider-Man Day, like I was like, after that, I don't care. Like I was like, just be quiet about it. Give us a little like 10-second teaser a month out, and then just let us get ready for the movie. Just surprise us. And even if nobody was in it, even if none of the leaks were true, I'd be like, you know what? I'm glad they didn't spoil it in the trailer, because we're so close now that I'm like, I honestly would rather just not seeing anything at this point. Because
but I was gonna say that is a good idea, and that just made me think of the perfect way to do it. It would be just like release from what we already know. So we know Doctor Strange is gonna be like a big part of it because of all the merch. So let's just show them interacting for like 30 seconds, and at the end, they'll fuck everybody up and keep the hype going. We still have we still have rumors, but not a confirmation that Willem Dafoe is gonna be reprising his role as Green Goblin. Just do the Palpatine thing. And just have him talking, like, or have him in the background be like Spider-Man, and be like, oh shit, and I'm like, bro, you got me. Take my money.
That's all it would take.
That's money.
That's all it would take. Or Tom Holland's just like walking down the street and he sees like Tobey Maguire like dancing down the other side, and then fade to black, and you're just like cross platform.
I made a joke like that where it's like Tom Holland's like, there's a bunch of craziness has happened in the entire teaser, is him like trying to figure out like, oh no, what's happening? And then like you just literally see a civilian who's literally just Tobey Maguire walking. You're like, ooh, it's happening. It's happening. It's happening.
They're doing the thing.
Or like there's a situation. I had this crazy talk with one of my friends where we were like, what if there's a situation where Tom Holland's Peter Parker, Tom Holland's Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland's Peter Parker is freaking out on the phone, like, oh, I don't know what's happening, blah, 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 blah. And then you see, hear me out. And then you see Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker on the phone. I don't know what's going on. What's happening? And then Tobey Maguire's is like, I don't know what's happening. Was Aunt May? Like, what's happening? Blah, 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 blah. And they all look at each other like, what's your name? Peter Parker.
Who do you?
Peter Parker. What if Tobey Maguire?
The Spider-Man meme. The Spider-Man meme.
No, what if Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker runs into Tom Holland's Aunt May? He just like, Aunt May, you look like, because you know how his version is older. His Tobey Maguire's Aunt May is older compared to Tom Holland's Aunt May,
which makes sense.
So if what if he walked in the house instead? He's going to his regular home, and then he's just like, who are you? He's just like,
get out of my house.
You're not my aunt.
Yeah, and that would be so cool if like in each of these universes they all live in like the same apartment or some crazy. Like they all each live in a different version but the same, so they have the same like apartment 258A or something like that, but it's just completely different. So like they all go in there like, wait, what the hell are y'all doing in my house? Who are you? It's like, I'm Aunt May. No, you're not. It's like,
you're not.
Hell out of my house.
Is not an ex-Victoria's Secret model. What do you do? She's 75. Yeah. What are you doing here?
You kidding me? Oh my God, you make me want a teaser now. I want it now.
Yeah, here we are. Like, we don't need it. Now we're like, we need it.
Oh, and then speaking of my bad. You were gonna go.
Oh, I was just gonna say, speaking of trailers, we got the what if trailers. We actually got the Visions trailer.
Oh yes,
which is the whole damn reason we are here. So true. I don't know if you're much of an anime guy. We are big old otaku weebs, all those kinds of things. And so the combination of Star Wars and anime coming together is like a love child I've always wanted. What's your excitement level, like 1 to 10 for this?
It's how I've had conversations with my weeb friends in college and in high school. I've said this for forever. I was like, bro, I think all we're missing is like an anime style TV series or a movie. I was like, I really think that Star Wars would be a cool way to imagine that. So when they announced Star Wars Visions, before they even gave us a synopsis, I kind of already immediately knew what it was gonna be, because I was like, wait, they've been talking about this for a while now. I think they're finally doing like an anime. I didn't know if it was a movie or a show at the time. And when they said that it was anthology and it was like not necessarily canon, I really love that they're letting these creators like go balls to the wall and being like, you know what, I'm just gonna make a story. Whatever y'all want to use in the current timeline in the future, y'all can go ahead and use it. I'm gonna make an umbrella lightsaber. It's like, all right, cool. It's like, what? And I just watched the trailer today, this morning, and I was like, oh my gosh, like seriously, man. So yeah, I'm very excited.
Heavily Japanese, and I would love to get all of you on this. Of what you saw, I mean, yes, there's the umbrella lightsaber. There's a girl with 6 arms. What from the trailer are you most excited to see fleshed out?
Oh, who's starting?
Let me think.
Give Josh a second. Yeah, give Josh a second. Jose, you look.
For me, 1,000 billion% the battle at the Death Star style that they have. The dude at the end, there's a dude that literally looks like Skywalker, like Luke Skywalker. That lady has the General Grievous effect with like 6 different lightsabers,
arms,
and they're like whips. It's like whiplash. She wraps the lightsaber around his. And I'm like, hey, yo, like this is something like like this is wild in my imagination. So that fight scene looks very cool, and kind of reminds me of like an old like a samurai showdown. Like it's just like who can outwit the other, because they're both so powerful. Because we see force lightning, we see them fighting each other. So it's like a one-on-one fight to the death type deal, which is also super cool. But the main thing that interested me is that like the styles are, again, they look cohesive, meaning it doesn't look like a totally different shows, but they're very different in a way. Because for example, that when the first dude ignites the lightsaber, that looks like something straight out of like the later seasons of Attack on Titan, where it's like a 3D animation like style before going into 2D. So that looked good. So scene wise, it's the last one, but I would just like to commend the fact that every single scene looked fresh. It looked new. And we have 7 big studios working on this, which I was really excited for. What about you, Mizu? Which scene excited you the most?
Well, there are 2 for me. First off, the one that's in black and white, which I probably think is what the umbrella lightsaber is, because that one gave me 7 Samurai vibes, just with Star Wars. And the way he stopped the lightsaber with the Force, because it kind of reminds you of the legend of, the legend is saying someone could catch a sword with their hands. Well, they basically the same thing, but with the Force. He caught it in a way with the Force. So I thought that was pretty cool. And another one, I don't know the name of it, but I'm pretty sure it's produced by Studio Madhouse, because like the way it looked, it's like this guy with 2 red lightsabers and his eyes have like the Sith eyes, and he's fighting this he's fighting this one black kid with a lightsaber. Kind of reminds me of John Boyega. So I'm just like, I want to see that one, because that's the studio that made Afro Samurai, and it gave me Afro Samurai vibes. And I looked it up, and it was made by the same group. So I was just like, oh yes, I have to see that one.
Yeah.
How about you, Josh?
So for me, it's 2. It's that one, absolutely, by far, because I remember freaking out when I saw that, like that sequence. The other one is when Shaylo Ren fights. I'm playing with you. She looks like she looks.
I saw that in your reaction. I was like, I got you.
I saw the images on Twitter before I saw the trailer, and I was like, bro, that's not. I was like, really? I was like, that's not. I was like, did somebody like give her fan art? Because that's literally her. And then I pulled up the trailer and I was like, oh my God, that's literally Shaylee. But that one looks really cool. I think if I could pinpoint the trailer, because I rewatched the trailer, I think that fight that she was having is with like a sister or something like that. It looks like a twin sister type of battle. Because I remember a very brief image where it's like 2 fetuses in the womb. And I was like, I wonder if it's a situation where like one gets taken at birth and the other one stays with the parents, and then as they get older, they realize that the one that got taken away ended up becoming like an inquisitor or something like that. And so when they're fighting, it's like the ultimate like level of sibling rivalry, where it's like
that would be sick.
When I saw
I saw art that she's an inquisitor. I saw art that shows her as the inquisitor. So that's a good one. What's the other one?
The other one was the Afro Samurai style
Okay,
one, where it was, that I was really excited for that one.
And here's the thing, it is the people who did Afro Samurai, so the music's gonna be good, the fight scenes are gonna be well animated. Oh, I'm so excited. It just makes my heart sing. When is it actually coming out? October, right?
September 12th.
Literally a month from now.
Oh,
it's 22nd, isn't it?
September 12 or 22nd. I think it's.
I thought
September
it was 22nd. I freaked out because I was like, "Oh, it's literally
September." That's all I'm hearing is September. And September's around the corner, so
September is
22nd. 22nd. Literally a month.
Yeah,
from now.
a month.
Yeah, I remember looking it up
4
after I did my. I was like, "When is this coming out?" I was like, "Oh, that's like literally 30 days from now. I'm down."
I mean,
We're getting pod racing. We're getting pod racing too.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a concert. I think the dude playing the kid is Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I think, or is it Jordan Fisher?
Yeah, he's in the cast. He's in the cast. But yeah.
Speaking of which, I love how you brought that up because I was just gonna say that in terms of both dub and sub, there's gonna be notable dub and sub voice actors who are gonna be in these.
Yeah,
like someone brought it up,
David
like
Harbour,
exactly. So I guess one of the people who did the Japanese voice for Asta is going to be in it from Black Clover, and there's a bunch of notable voices who are going to be in these Vision episodes, both dub and sub. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But the biggest thing I want to say is that I'm not only am I excited for this, I'm also excited for the overall acceptance that Disney is kind of maybe kind of slightly dipping their toe in the idea of anime. Because think about it, it's Disney. That means they saw this, they saw the idea, they greenlit the idea. That means they are kind of open to the concept of anime. And can you imagine if Disney started making their own anime? I mean, they own most of the Studio Ghibli, and they produce some Studio Ghibli DVDs and merchandise stuff like that. So. It is possible. The only question is like, I wonder what anime, what would they make into an anime? What would they do with anime in terms of Disney wise?
I know.
I was
literally just this is the most accidental, like you just stumbled into a perfect segue of all time, because Josh, on the show we do a little thing called Stack 'em Up, where each week we have a question, and each of us brings to the table one answer to said question, and we debate who's got the best answer, and then we put our answers in Instagram polls, and the winner of the week gets a round of applause and gets to go first. But we're running into a bit of a quandary here, Josh, and we talked about prior to you getting on here that we need you to clear this up because you are unbiased. So Josh, we have the way that our Instagram polls are set up essentially. We have there's 3 pages, and you go, last week's was biggest box office flop that was actually a great movie. Like, what was your favorite? So people vote, is it this movie? Yes or no? Is it this movie? Yes or no? Is it this movie? Yes or no? So would you say we should go off percentage or raw amount of votes? So let's say someone hypothetically has a higher percentage. Someone ends up with 64% and someone ends up with 62%. But the person at 62% has more votes for yes than the person at 64%. Who do you think should win in that situation?
See, on one hand, let me just talk it out real quick.
Okay,
so it's like
please
on one hand, if I were to say percentage, and if I were to say that percentage is more important, I could say that for the reason that anybody who chose to vote, which it's open to pretty much everybody, you don't have to do anything special in order to get into this vote.
Yeah.
You click on it, but then again, raw amount of votes, you can make the argument. It's like so many people went out of their way to go, that's the one that I want.
Yep.
And it doesn't really matter like how many of the 100,000 people that voted, how much of that percentage went to them. It kind of matters that they got 50,000 votes in the first place. So I guess
so. I'd like to say that the reason that George Bush got a second presidency was because we didn't go with mass. We didn't go with the amount of votes, okay? Because he didn't win the popular vote. That's right there. So
I'm just gonna say this as well.
Big Bush
just
guy.
Because you also gotta factor in there are people who also went out of the way to say no, as in no, this I don't agree with this at all. And you may have more votes for yes, but you cannot factor out the many people who also said no.
That's a good point.
So what is it?
That's a very good point. Thank you,
I'm the
Mizu, 'cause
watcher. I'm the watcher. I'm Owatu, the watcher. I'm just watching. I'm just watching you make
There's
decisions.
no way you can guess who the
gonna
tie is between.
I kind of agree with Mizu. I think I'm gonna pick the. I'm sorry.
We want George Bush again. Cool. We're in Iraq for 20 years. We're in Iraq for 20 years.
Let me just end my call. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not welcome here anymore. No. I agree. I agree with Mizu because I think that even though it is important that and recognizable that like out of the 100,000 people that voted, 58,000 people voted for this particular topic. Mm-hmm. It is important to remember that the other 42,000 other people said no. So I guess it's more impressive if somebody was able to get 68% of something rather of 68% of 20,000 than 52% of 100,000. So I guess I agree.
That's fair.
Oh, Nick.
All right then, Mizu. My hat is off to you, good sir. This week's question is: what popular brand, like movie series, even television series, would you want to see get an anime adaptation? So the floor is yours, and the score is 3-1-1. You know what? I'm a competitor, but I'm also a gentleman. Round of applause.
Round of applause.
Round of applause.
Round of applause for Mizu.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. It means a lot.
Oh yeah. I'm sure.
But so with that being said, I thought about this for a minute, and in the beginning, I couldn't think of anyone that I can think of that was like what would work well as an anime, or like in an animated series in a sense. Because I'm in my logic, I'm also including like Castlevania in a way.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I just thought of one. A lot of people like this series. A lot of people didn't like the ending of this series. So let's give it a re-chance. Let's give it a rebirth in a form of an animation. The franchise that I am choosing is Game of Thrones.
God damn, that's such a good.
But that's happening. But that's happening. That's happening though.
No, it's not.
An animated series, yes, but not anime. Apparently.
But not like.
Yeah.
Where?
In the Age of Heroes.
Because if that's the case, then I might have to change my argument.
No, but that's a great choice. I'm just gonna say that.
I mean, if they're making it, clearly it's needed.
They've speculated making an either animated or anime version of the Age of Heroes. So like thousands of years before, like the houses were born.
So this is before
thousands of years before
Aegon's Landing and all this. Is
super thousands.
Back when they were, this is like Bronze Age equivalent. Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's interesting then, because I do think that era doesn't get enough love in the A Song of Ice and Fire continuity. Y'all excited for House of the Dragon though? I am.
I definitely am.
A lot of people were like, "I'm Game of Thrones dad." I was like, "Yeah, I want to see him try it again. I want to see him try."
Yeah, like look, George R. Martin put all that work into the lore of that series just for it to go to waste and not do anything more with it.
Keep trying. Yep. And I like the cast so far. I will watch it too, and it'll give you guys something to talk about content wise too. Hell yeah. So and I fully believe, like, people were like, "Oh, it's already not getting enough buzz." Like, I was like, bro. Nobody, I promise you, nobody was talking about Game of Thrones before the first episode of season 1.
No,
nobody was. It was a little. People thought it was based on a true story back in season. They were like, "Is this real?" I'm not even joking. I was part of that discourse 11 years ago. You're like, "Why is this making a medieval knight?" Yeah, I know, but but at the time they didn't really show that stuff. And
I would say the dragons don't come into play until the second season.
And I guarantee you, once they release that first teaser, because remember, guys, this thing's coming out in April. So like when they released, they already have the cast. The first images came out in the last few months. So a teaser's coming out probably before the end of this year. I guarantee you, when that teaser comes out, all the Game of Thrones YouTubers and they're gonna come out and churn that thing. I guarantee you by like February of next year, it's gonna be one of the most talked about upcoming series.
That's the thing. Like, we're TV starved. We're TV starved for good TV. Like, we're gonna watch it.
Yeah. And I'd argue that particular plot, without obviously spoiling any of the major plots that came out of the Dance of Dragons, that particular story in a lot of ways is pretty much Game of Thrones, the prequel. Like, it's literally like Game of Thrones, the prequel, but except it's all Targaryens. It's like, that's even more interesting because Dany was a lot of people's favorite character. So it's like, you want to see more of her family? how they fucked up their rule. Like, you know, I mean, I think that's gonna be a good one.
And I'm just saying, can you imagine if they did that with the style of animation or on near of with Castlevania? Because here's another thing that the Game of Thrones show didn't do enough of on the live action is that there's also a lot of mystical stuff in Game of Thrones. There's a lot of magic. There's dark. Exactly. There's dark magic. There's blood magic. There's different magic between different groups of people and even certain races. And to see that animated would be amazing, especially because there's some scenes that they kind of cut out because it was too magic based for them, and they didn't. I guess they possibly didn't have the budget because they're making these grandiose, beautiful CGI dragons in compensation for their the magic, and there are whole scenes and beautiful destinations. Like I can see Game of Thrones being like an equivalent to One Piece if they wanted to. Maybe not as long as One Piece,
like
but in terms of world building, lore, stuff connecting, all that stuff, it can be a version of One Piece.
Because like I don't think a lot of people know really. A lot of the casual fans of like the TV show Game of Thrones, they know of the book series, but they don't really know like legitimately how big some of these things were. Like Casterly Rock in the books is enormous. Like Casterly Rock, Storms, and the Baratheon seat. The Iron Islands, the Iron Throne in the books is enormous. It's like this ugly ass, like it's not even like a beautiful chair. It's almost like a hazard. Like if you fall on it, you'll die. Like everything is like bigger than what you would expect it. That you would go in expecting like, oh, it's like a little throne room, but it's like, oh no, everything is massive. Like Drogon, like looks big in the show, but have you seen what Balerion the Dread looks like? That motherfucker was twice as big as him. Like it's like oh my god, I wish you guys. I was talking to the casual fans. You're like, I wish you guys knew what you guys are missing.
Let me oldest dragons too.
Yep.
That'd be really. That's a really good answer. What is it, Jose?
So what I was gonna say to add like a little bit of context and see if Mizu wants to keep the answer or not. So apparently the House of the Dragon is gonna be live action, a live action prequel, and then the show, the animated show, as of February of this year, is still in early development, and it's an animated series, not an anime. So technically, you can choose it. It's up to you.
Yeah. There we go. I think that's a great answer. I think that I would certainly watch. I would watch that so hard. I would love that. It would be a lot of fun because like the thing is there's scale that we don't understand, and what better way to access that scale than through the format of animation. But yeah, I mean, so now that you have a general premise of what we're doing, Josh, usually I would go second because I was in second place, but I'm a gentleman, like I said earlier. And if you have an answer that you would like, I can let you take the floor here.
Well, they're already doing Star Wars animation, so I can't really say that one. Yeah, and I can't even add the caveat. Well, it's Star Wars anime because Star Wars Visions is coming out in like a month. But I guess the show that the franchise that I would like to see in animated form. Gosh, damn,
it could be video games. It could be like it doesn't have to be like a book. You can do whatever.
Yeah. Oh, well, since I'm playing it right now, I'd love to see like a Cyberpunk 2077 animated type thing. I'm playing it right now, so it's fresh on my...
You think people would get into it after what the game did?
I think it depends. So
I would watch it.
Have you ever seen the Matrix animation, the Animatrix?
Yeah.
That it's really good. I think the full thing's on YouTube, Nick, if you ever want to check it out. The full like 2-hour things on YouTube. But I always felt like Cyberpunk 2077 kind of gave me like Matrix vibes to it for obvious reasons. Like it's like linking into the mainframe and like you're and so I've always like, I mean, I was like, you know what, if they ever did like a Cyberpunk 2077 like anime or something like that, I'd be cool with that too. Like give a prequel like with cool. Keanu Reeves' Johnny Silverhands and be like, yo, like how did he, you know what I'm saying? Like I'd fuck with that. So yeah, I'd like that.
That just made me think of something that I'm like, I'm not changing my answer, but I hope y'all don't take it though.
Okay. Well, all right. So that's a great answer. I mean, I liked 2027. I bought it pre, so it was $80. I got like
Yeah.
the DLC. I definitely, it was like the second game I ever streamed on Twitch. And like it was like immediately like boobs and like dicks in it, and I was like, cover your eyes, children. But like
I was scared to stream it because of that. I was like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
let me not fuck with this on YouTube.
Exactly.
They put a
You're
stream
like,
mode. They put a stream mode on. Like
That was nice
Did they
of
really?
Yeah, they had to. They had to. Because Twitch put out a statement be like, look, if you play with these settings, we won't take your stream down.
That's
nice.
crazy.
Yeah.
I guess I was too small for them to care.
Because Twitch will take down your account for sneezing. So I mean,
Yeah, exactly. That TOS is tight.
insane.
Okay, my answer. I think it's been. We are currently in the midst of getting another show from this universe. Amazon is running with it.
No.
It's far off, but it's still in the process. But boy, oh boy, do I think there is no better way to access a story with equal amount of like scale, lore, and nerddom as Game of Thrones than Lord of the Rings.
That's my other one too.
That was the other one I was gonna say, but I was like, I don't know. I was like, let me keep that one in the back. Okay, yeah, I like that answer.
Imagine an
one.
Age of the Humans, Age of the Kings, anime. Give me an episodic anthology, just like they're doing with Visions. One of the episodes can be entirely about Ents. Give me like one thing about the Ents. Give me something about like give me a day in the life of the Orokai. Give me a bunch of different, like there's so much, like people don't realize, like it's the same thing with Game of Thrones. Like the casual consumer of the movies doesn't realize how much sheer content there is out there. Entire languages has been fleshed out from the universe. Like it's like people have there's ways, like there's college classes to learn Elvish. So yes, if there is a show out there, or, well not a show, but like a series out there that already has 6 movies, just do The Hobbit. Do The Hobbit. Imagine the scale that they could accomplish with Smaug, The Hobbit, the dwarves. Like, give me the age of the dwarves before they fall out. Like, all of that in an animated style. Oh, baby, Jose. You took mine last week. I took yours this week.
So sad.
Drink your milkshake.
So sad. So very, very, very sad. But I still had a plan B.
Okay.
And keeping in the same vibe, right? I think I'm gonna pick a video game.
Please don't say it.
And it is The Legend of Zelda. The Legend of Zelda.
I thought you were going God of War.
The Legend of Zelda. I was gonna pick God of War, but I was like, look,
already?
An anime
would have been insane.
An anime? Is there a Legend of Zelda anime that I haven't seen? No way.
If it is, it's really like
obscure. I guess.
There's some Marvel ones and some Tekken one too. I just looked that up the other day.
I don't know, but I think
there was an animated Legend of Zelda series in the 70s. That's what it was.
Oh, okay, in the 70s. I was like,
you can do it again. Hey, I would say a cop out would be like if it's been done, but it's been a long ass time. I say that in my opinion, it'd be fair enough to do like another like reboot in a way. Since yes,
the Power Rangers are essentially a riff on an old Japanese version of them. So like, I mean, geez.
Bro.
Hold up, late 80s. It released in 89. I think we should do a watch through of this someday.
We could do it.
Fucking awesome.
It looks good.
It looks like it's actually like really good. It looks like He-Man animation almost.
Oh,
like,
I've seen it.
He's got the power sword.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Keep going. Go off, King.
So what I was gonna say is that like since we're talking about what if and like other scenarios, The Legend of Zelda is very well known for its timeline paradoxes, right? So there's multiple different games that have different timelines. There's ones where people say that Link died, and this is like the afterlife of Link, or this is the past of Link. Like this is this specific franchise has also a very historic and depth-dense lore surrounding the Triforce, surrounding their characters, because essentially, based on Breath of the Wild, I think at this point, like Link was in deep sleep, but they're basically incarnations of Princess Zelda, Ganondorf, and Link that are just doomed to fight till the end of time. And I think if there's a medium that deals with repressed emotions, I think anime is literally the best one to do it. So I was gonna pick God of War. Because it's big. Or Dark Souls, because that is also good. Like in terms of lore, you could explore that a lot.
Trying to unpack that lore.
That would be a lot.
God.
But I think watching something, but I think like if we were to pick a franchise that, first of all, Nintendo would have to green light this, and I'm like, bro, Nintendo, Like just dealing with Nintendo would be wild. But like if we ever were to get a Legend of Zelda anime, I think the people would catch on. But definitely your guys' picks are OP. So sad news.
I don't know. Legend of Zelda is good. There's listen, the amount of Triforce tattoos I've seen out there. What is it, Josh?
I got semi breaking news.
No way.
No Way Home.
What happened?
No way.
No way.
There's a rumor that there's a leaked No Way Home trailer out on the internet somewhere, and they say beware.
I'm looking it up.
Do we want to see it? Do we want to see it?
I just wanted to let you guys know.
No,
three of my friends just texted me saying that, hey, dude, there's a leaked trailer.
Oh God,
is that accurate? I'm just going off what they're telling me.
We should watch it and react. We should watch it and react. No way.
I don't.
Did I really just break news on a podcast?
Dude, this is friggin' okay. Okay. No way. 53 minutes ago. Let me see.
There's a lot of people talking on it, but there's not a lot of people posting an actual trailer.
Marvel Updates also put it out there. What are they saying on Reddit?
Moves quickly to block alleged Spider-Man 8 minutes ago. Sony moves quickly to block alleged Spider-Man No Way Home trailer leaks on social media.
This must be legit.
Sony moved with
I bet it
lightning
was
speed
legit.
Sunday. Yeah, as the studio tried to shut down what appeared to be a leaked trailer for the highly anticipated Spider-Man No Way Home. The upcoming superhero installment was trending on Twitter as some accounts shared what appeared to be a trailer while others reacted to the firestorm that alleged leaker might face. Sony did not immediately respond. The media has been disabled. Okay, so yeah, they're cracking down. I think that's probably it.
Somebody on Reddit, people on Reddit, you can't stop the people on Reddit.
You can't stop it.
Once it's on the internet, it's there forever.
They're saying they're already describing it and everything. Oh my God, I don't know if I want to look at all that. There's a whole bunch of on the Marvel Studios spoiler subreddit. They're talking about it for I bet that is coming out this week. I think it really is.
Oh, dude, can you send me the link, please? Send me the link.
I broke it on your podcast, baby. Let's go.
My heart started
Huge for the Weeb Weekly.
Yeah. I'll send this to you, Jose. Hang on.
Yeah, I'll put
awesome,
it, dude. Because honestly, if they're describing it, we could talk about it too. While we get this, because so we officially have Legend of Zelda, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, and then Cyberpunk. Those are the four options. I'll put that on the Instagram.
Jose's Instagram.
What?
Yes.
Y'all 100% confirming that thing.
What do you mean?
Locking in those answers?
You're not changing your answer.
Those are my picks. I'm not changing my picks.
That's it locked in. But you know what a trailer that we do have?
The Eternals. But talk about it. Mizu was going to say something.
Oh, go ahead, Mizu.
Oh, I was just going to say, since you guys didn't pick it, and now thinking about it, like somebody could have said Skyrim or Elder Scrolls.
No!
I was about to say Skyrim. I was going to say Skyrim, yeah.
I'm not going to like Nick. As soon as you said, Josh, as soon as you said video game, you said 2077. So it's like, for some reason, out of nowhere, I started thinking Bethesda. I was like, Bethesda, Skyrim, damn it.
Yeah.
Got me cussing in Spanish for Skyrim. Fuck.
A Skyrim anime would be sick.
Oh, dude. Seeing that first Fus Roda.
You imagine that in anime?
Dude, I caught an arrow to the knee. My cabbages. That's the equivalent.
Literally.
That would have been incredible. But yes, no, we did actually have a trailer that's not a leak, and it is What If. And I think there was a lot of people wondering, where have the Eternals been? Why haven't they been helping? And also, why is this story need to be told? That kind of thing. Like, why are we dealing with these people now? Are they powerful? Who are they? And I think that the trailer that we got, I think this is the best trailer I've seen in a long time in terms of describing and showing scale of the movie we are looking into. Mm-hmm. I mean, the guy who plays the main character, he's got to be the main character. Richard Madden, exactly. Yeah. His character looks like Superman, legitimately like Superman-like abilities. And I know obviously he's kind of an echo of Superman, canonically, but at the same time, the scale was so well encapsulated in the trailer. What did you guys think?
I will say this, in my personal opinion, for me personally, this is my most anticipated movie of the year, Marvel-wise. Me too. Besides Shang Chi, I've been waiting to see the Eternals because I never thought that they were kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy. I never thought they would do it. I never thought they would bring up the Eternals, and since they are bringing them up, it just raises all those questions like, why didn't they get involved with Thanos? What's going on here or there? And basically all the hype I've been hearing behind this movie alone, like people are saying that, Kevin Feige and all of them in Marvel said that this was the best pitch for Eternals, had been the best pitch they ever heard so far. And of course you got the director, who both won 2 Oscars recently, and you can tell by the cinematography and the
it looks gorgeous.
It looks amazing. And then you see their power, even their powers. When you see them use their powers, it's beautiful. Like there's some weird elegance, alien elegance to it that I just want to see. And plus, I'm just more interested in the plot, like what's going on. Because they're fighting the deviants, but I feel like there's more to it. And I like how the trailer kind of teased on Angelina Jolie's character with that deviant. Because some people speculate that those two, because in the comic books, those two are actually in a relationship. Because
that's the vibe I got from that trailer too.
Exactly. And some people are speculating that they might go the route and make maybe Angelina Jolie's character Thanos' mom, possibly. That's their parents, or maybe there might be a backstory on it, because they say Thanos will be explained.
Good idea.
Exactly, because they said that Thanos would be explained in Eternals. So we're going to see either Thanos or he's going to be mentioned, besides just him snapping the universe away. And another thing, I'm not going to lie, which it kind of scared the shit out of me, was when they talked about like, why didn't y'all get invited? Because they told us not to. Who was that?
Who's
and
that?
The scale
Who's that? Yeah, hang on. I need to talk after you're done. I'm sorry.
But they showed the scale of the Celestial. They're like, he told us not to get involved. Who was that? And it just showed this giant red man creature robot. Besides the bigger than a moon and all that stuff. I'm just like, I guess he said no.
Because isn't the whole thing about Thanos in the comics, at least, that he was a what's the whole thing? He was a deviant, wasn't he? Like a half deviant or something.
He's an Eternal with a deviant gene.
Deviant gene, like a dominant deviant gene, which is why he was treated like so differently than the rest of them. What if they had an adaptation of that, and then to add an even bigger twist, his mom is fucking Thena? Oh my god, dude, that would be insane.
It would explain a lot.
That too. Why didn't you interfere? And Thena's like over in the corner sipping her orange juice, like, I don't know, man.
It's kind of my fault.
Yeah. He's kind of my son. That's why.
Jose, you've gone entirely quiet. I know he's reading the descriptions of the Spider-Man No Way Home.
I'm watching the trailer.
You're watching the trailer? How deep did you go?
Hey, I don't know if I should make a business decision and are we watching it here, or should I watch it on my own?
It's like a recording of the trailer, but holy shit.
I don't want to know.
Let's say send it to the group chat.
I'll send it to the group chat, and I'll send it to you. You guys can decide whether I'm not going to comment on it unless you guys do it.
This is legit.
But
oh boy.
So there's not finished effects, meaning like there's like, for example, like, the loops that show up in like Doctor Strange, it's like still in like production, but this tweet literally recorded the trailer, and I'm about to pass out. So
someone is losing their job.
Kevin Feige sent out.
Someone is losing their job. And this looks legit. This looks legit. So while you guys see the trailer, I'll talk to the audience about another thing from the Star Wars Visions trailer that I saw that I think I'd like to talk about. But there you go. You guys have the trailer right now. So I know Mizu just cut off his shit.
Go off, King.
So what I was gonna say is another thing from the Star Wars Visions trailer, right? That's really interesting me is that we also get a chance to see Boba Fett. We also get a chance to see Boba Fett, and Boba Fett is obviously like well connected to the storyline we have with Omega, right? And I'm still processing all of this at the same time that I'm still processing Star Wars, and I'll let you guys see the trailer first, because I'm just like, it's a lot. Audience, you'll get a few seconds of patience while we see the trailer.
I feel like I should I want
to watch it. Trust me, watch it.
Are you sure?
Watch it. Please watch it. Because there's nothing you haven't heard about that we haven't talked about on the show, though. Like, just watch it.
Okay.
It's not like, oh my god.
Okay. Let me do it before the Disney people nuke it.
Yeah, watch it. Please watch it.
Alrighty, let's see here.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm deep. I'm deep. That's craziness. That's absolutely wild, dude. The internet is a crazy place.
Let him watch it, and we'll react together.
This is like 10p. My God.
Yeah, dude. It's a recording of a recording.
Twitter is undefeated, bro. Twitter is undefeated.
Oh my God.
It's okay. We'll edit this part out.
I think just watching our reactions is also really fun. So like, I'll just this is fucking ridiculous. Jeez, bro. I'm like, oh, I didn't hear it either. So you guys are gonna explain what the sound is. I'm flabbergasted.
Actually, I'm kind of nervous.
The last 10 seconds are ridiculous.
Okay. All right.
Holy shit!
Hang on.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna mute mine. Hang on. I'm about to be loud. Oh, I think I know what's gonna happen.
Oh my God! Those last 10 seconds, though.
Yo.
Oh God, they're gonna do it.
What?
Watch it. Watch the last 10 seconds.
What?
I'm watching. I'm so nervous, dude.
Oh, baby. I love his face. Look at his face.
30 seconds.
Dude.
Oh, shit. Oh, no. They're doing it. I think I know what they're doing. No. I'm here. Almost 15 seconds.
Oh, dude.
Bro, just beaving.
Holy shit, yes! I love it.
Dude, that's wild. They're okay, all right.
Oh
we got
God.
Live react.
I will let you guys go first because I didn't hear it, but just from what I saw, now you know why I was so fucking quiet.
Okay, so they're traveling the multiverse. They're traveling the multiverse. They're talking about popping into multiple different dimensions. Doctor Strange says the more you do it, the more dangerous it gets. So they are going to be traveling through the multiverse with Doctor Strange and Spider-Man. That is the thing that's happening. The Death Spider suit is on. We saw the black and gold suit and Doc Ock.
Not only that, did you see the grenade?
I saw. No, I didn't. Wait,
yes,
what?
The grenade.
That's the Goblin grenade.
It's Green Goblin
there was
grenade.
A Green Goblin grenade.
That's the original grenade from the Sam Raimi movies, bro.
You saw the lightning? That's Electro.
Yeah, that's Electro too.
That was already confirmed. That we knew.
But the Goblin was not confirmed. The Goblin was not confirmed.
Oh
it was a rumor
dude,
that Defoe was in this.
Someone is getting their
Holy
toes
crap, the
cut
trailer's
off
already
at
on
Disney
YouTube
headquarters.
too. Not the actual, the one that we saw on Twitter, it's also on YouTube. Someone posted on TikTok.
Dude, yeah, someone's toes are being cut off at Disney right now. They're squeezing.
What did Doc Ock say at the end? Did he say something?
Be careful what you wish for, Peter.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Heebie-jeebies. Heebie-jeebies.
That is absolutely... Josh, you look flabbergasted. You did this to us. You did this to us, Josh.
Hey, I should have waited.
So you didn't have to watch it in 10p?
I should have done a video on this, man. Damn it. Oh,
I'm gonna react.
That's all recorded, baby.
Are you? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's all recorded.
We're still recording.
Yeah, so we're good.
I'm all for integrity here. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, Mr. Integral over here. That is absolutely insane.
Okay.
Hey, I think that is the first. That's the first trailer I've watched, and I think, quite frankly, years. And that made me physically kind of like go boop, 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 boop. I was like,
this is it, mama.
I think the first time, I think I didn't even feel that way watching the Endgame trailers, dude. I felt that way watching the Infinity War trailers, but not the Endgame trailer. I was like, do. I was like, oh my god, dude, this is insane.
I'm not gonna make it. That's
my friends
insane.
are freaking out right now. Thank my friends, man. They're the ones that told me about it. But
shout out to Josh's friends.
Oh my!
I have to say. Obviously, they're not trying to spill the beans this early. So I think we got the reveal. We already knew that Electro and Doc Ock was coming. They confirmed William Dafoe because we didn't see him, but we saw his grenade. I think Mizu had a technical difficulty, but we'll see him in a few seconds. My biggest thing is that we obviously didn't see Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
At this point, just with this, I would like the movie just like it is. Like, even if they don't show Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, this would be enough.
That was my next point. I would have been like, I don't know if I talked about this early in the podcast, which, by the way, this has been so much fun, guys.
Hey, dude, come back whenever
I've
you
had
want.
an absolute, I love shooting the shit with bros, dude. But I don't know if I talked about this early on in the podcast, but all I wanted was one trailer. Like, from the beginning, I remember, because like I know like the meme is like, where's the fucking trailer? Like, why the fuck isn't it here yet? Blah blah blah. I'm that way too, because I'm like, guys, come on, like we're less than 3 months out, assuming the date holds. So like, what's the deal here? But after you release that trailer, I don't want anything else until the movie comes out. Assuming that you're not going to delay it. Now, if you're going to delay it to April, then yes, I would like a second trailer. But right now, like, if that is what the teaser is, I honestly am okay.
We're good.
With them kind of just being like, all right, on to December. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm down, man. I'm down.
That's still a 2-minute and 16-second trailer. Like, that's a long trailer. That's not even a teaser.
Decently long trailer.
That's a full situation. That's crazy,
I'm already ready,
dude.
Man. I'm already ready for that movie.
Let's do it.
I'm officially, like, I've always been excited for No Way Home, but I think I'm officially like, all right, I need to go see this movie. Like, oh my god, dude.
I think we have to end it there, right? We have to. There's no other way to end it other than this. I think we just got to say, Josh, dude, thanks so much for coming on this week. This has been fucking awesome. It has been.
Glad I contributed.
Yeah, in the biggest way possible, dude. You came on the big stage and you let us live react. We got semi-breaking news.
We were talking about what, Star Wars Visions, and like my phone was blowing up, and I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, is this my job texting me? What is going on? Like, did a server go down? What's going on? And so my friends are like, Josh, look at Reddit. I'm like, what are you talking about? Look at Reddit, the trailer dropped. And I'm like, hang on, before I say this on the podcast, let me go look it up. And then I saw 3 different people talk. I was like, oh guys, I think it's happening.
Bad.
Like,
it's bad.
No. I'm happy that I found it online. I was like, yo,
this is definitely coming out in the next 48 hours. This is definitely.
Oh yeah, it's got at this point.
Absolutely.
It's on TikTok already. Oh my god, everything. Yeah.
They can damage control all they want, but in the next 24 hours, they're gonna be like, we don't have a choice. We need to just drop it. They held out an impressively long time. Because I thought something trailer related was going to come out in the last month. But
yeah,
I'm ready, man. Wow.
That's absolutely insane. All right, dude. Once again, thanks so much for coming on. This has been super, super fun. We appreciate you coming to shoot the shit with us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys. And if you ever need an extra person in the future, I tell Darth Chaco this all the time, but if you guys ever want to talk or shoot the shit at all, just reach out to me. My DMs are open.
Hey, that's what we like to hear. We actually have never had someone on the show twice, but we would love to have you. Like, I mean, we're also only 20 episodes in, so we only had like 6 guests. So awesome. We would love to have you, dude. Thanks once again. We'll catch you later, my guy.
All righty, man. I'll catch you later. Thanks, guys. All Peace.
Right. See ya. So that was wild. Super, super nice guy. That was an awesome conversation we had with him. We are coming up on 2 hours here, so maybe we catch up with doing the rest of the catching up with you and call her a day. Yeah.
Yeah, I am. I would almost rather like just end on this note and doing that next week, because I got a lot of reading.
So much content. You have so much content to make right now.
No, not just that. Just like the sheer amount. Like I'm telling you guys, like Josh was talking and I was looking at my phone and I was like, oh my God. It's like, it's happening. It's happening. It's happening. I think Bakugo's still a bitch just in general. I saw the United States of Smash, and I cried. And I do think that All Might should have died after that. Like, he could be like the the mentor, but like that would be a perfect moment to like be like, it's your turn now, and then just like collapse. That would have made like a glorious end. That'd been a crazy end to All Might.
There's a lot of people who there's a camp, let's say 50-50, who agree with you, who are like half are like no, other half are like, yeah, I think he should have died right there to end the thing.
I've never even thought of that.
Because if you think about it, like at that point, he's awesome. He's awesome, and I mean, Chris Sabat is just a goat now. Like, just in general,
absolutely. He's so good.
Also, in general, really wild. I started One Piece because of my dentist. Wild. That's why Chris Sabat is now my favorite ever voice actor. I went to the dentist. I'll close on this. I went to the dentist office in my in the building next to me, and it's a really high tech, futuristic like dentist office. He had 4 television screens. And he said, yeah, if you want to watch Netflix, you can watch Netflix on all of them. Like at any point in the procedure, you can watch Netflix. And I was like, bro, you serious? Nice. And then he folded me backwards, and there was a TV on the roof. So he was like cleaning my teeth, and I was like, you know what? Netflix. Let's check the anime section of Netflix. And I saw One Piece, and I saw the first 2 episodes. I am in. I am in.
Well, Netflix only has the first 130 or so episodes. So.
You completed 1.01%.
Yeah.
But still, I'm just happy you're getting involved, because as soon as you said that, automatically the We Are theme song just went up in my head. The opening you listened to.
The opening, the first one. Yep.
Dude, I'm excited. Zoro is really cool. I'm just excited. A lot is happening. Love you guys. You can find the poll for Stack 'em Up on my Instagram. There's 4 choices, right, for franchises that should get an anime: Legend of Zelda, Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, or Cyberpunk.
Yes.
Mizu, where can they find you?
Okay. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. I'm still doing more the ideology of characters. This time I'm going to be doing Lelouch Lamperousse from Code Geass.
Oh, that's good one.
And power system-wise, I'm going to talk about the Titans from Attack on Titan.
Let's go. That's crazy. All right. I am Nixie Comedy on TikTok, NC Hammer on 23 on YouTube and Twitch. Guys, make sure you go drop a follow to Mesa Windu as well. That's MACE.AH Windu, WIDU. That's the guy who was hanging out with us today. If you love Star Wars content, we should have him plug his soldiers. He's also on Twitch, I think under the same handle. So yeah, guys, he was super fun, and I'm sure he would appreciate the weekly support. Thanks for hanging out with us, the guys, and we're going to go ahead and kick it to the outro.